Your Excellency, happy Easter.
Which one is this again? I'm not passing straight. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
It took about 25-30 minutes. It didn't hook up. People have
Edition of the media chairs, as usual, with the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, His Excellency, Wike. We are here, as usual. Let me introduce my colleagues first before we introduce the Minister. Sitting to my right is Ayo Ozuagbako, is of Television Continental TV.
TVC News.
Not Television Continental? All right.
TVC News.
Okay, Ayo, good to see you.
Good to see you, Gunga.
And of course, across the aisle, Chebale Luzo is there. Chebale is head of station, Abuja, Channels Television. Chebale, good to see you.
Thank you. Good morning.
And of course, Fisayo Ogunfuyi is also here. Fisayo is of Nigerian Television Authority, NT. Fisayo, good to see you.
Thanks again.
And of course, collectively, let's welcome our guest, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Chief Yusuf. Excellency, good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Right. Since the last time we were here, a lot has happened. Let's start from some of the important ones. The FCT now has a budget for 2024, 1.27 or 28 trillion. How is that impacting on the infrastructural revolution that we've been seeing now?
If you say how is it impacting, or how will it impact? Because the budget was just assented to yesterday by Mr. President, and by the grace of God, the Clerk of National Assembly will transmit it to us latest, let me say tomorrow, because today is the beginning of work after the Easter holiday. So I can tell you, having assented to that appropriation, we will immediately go in for the necessary things in terms of infrastructure. We are still on with the 2023 appropriation, which has been extended. The national budget was extended to June this year, and our statutory budget was extended to June this year. But this 2024 budget, which has been accepted, will have to start the implementation. Basically, the budget has to do with capital and recurrent. We tried as much as we could to make sure that the capital expenditure is far much higher than the recurrent expenditure. I would say almost 70% of the capital expenditure. And of that, we have to make sure that 58% of that goes for ongoing projects. We don't need to abandon projects that have been awarded before we came. And then we have to take 42% for new projects. So, frankly speaking, it is going to revolutionize infrastructure as far as the FCT is concerned. Not only road networks, also in health, in education. It's very key. If you just watched some few weeks ago, we flagged up the renovation of over 19 schools. That has to do with the 2023 budget. But for this 2024 budget, we are going to have not less than 21 schools again that we have to bring to the standard. They can say, yes, this is
additional 21.
Yes, additional 21. That this is a standard. At least you can say, okay, this school meets all the standard that it requires in terms of facilities, And then you look at the health sector. Most of the general hospitals are neither here nor there. So we're taking the Otako General Hospital, the Wawada General Hospital, and the Warimpa General Hospital to bring it to the standard that it requires. So I believe, by the grace of God, that the budget will be very impactful to the residents of Abuja.
For those schools, what's the big plan? I mean, beyond the renovation of those schools, what about the teachers? Is there any plan for them?
Of course, you talk about training and retraining, and we're just talking about capital expenditure. Of training and retraining has to do with current expenditure. That is not under capital expenditure. Of course, we have a provision for training and retraining of our teachers to bring them to the standards. Of course, even if a teacher is employed for the part, you're required to train them and retrain them so that they will be up to the level that is required for them to impact meaningfully on their children. So that is the idea. I didn't talk about the current, but that provision for training and retraining.
If we stay with capital and the schools, capital expenditure and the schools, how did you get to, in terms of the identifying the schools, the 21 schools? Is it about spread? Are you thinking of the area councils as well?
Of course, of course.
Chose the schools that are benefiting from
Of course, take for example, when we went to the gifted school, it's not in the city here, it's in I think, Gwagwalada. It's in Gwagwalada. So what we did was to tell the Education Secretariat to go to all the area councils, identify schools that are in deplorable condition. It is not possible to talk all at the same time. It is not possible. It has to be taken step, this one today, this one this period, So it's like spread, to make sure it covers the entire 6 area councils, yes.
How do you intend to finance over 1 trillion naira?
Now, let me tell you, our idea has to do basically with our IGR. Now, that 1 trillion has to do because we are taking loan from the bank. And that's one of the advantages of putting up from the TSA. Now, if, by the grace of God, you say that we are having 20 or 25 billion every month, for example, for IGR. Now, if we rely on that, then it's at the end of the month, you take this 20 or 25 billion to share. So, contractors for this department, for that. We may not make any meaningful progress. Now, what we have done is to say, okay, can we have a loan from the bank for almost 500 billion? And it will be spread, how many years? 5 years. Now, we pay to the bank, say every month, you take like 10 billion now. So at the end of the year, the bank is collecting about 120 billion, right? Now you have this 500 billion with you. So what you do is, okay, project A, this is how much we're going to spend. Project B, this is how much we're going to spend. Project C, this is how much we're going to spend. Now, you now know within this year or next 2 years, this project would have started and would have completed. And there will not be issue of you don't pay the contractors or issue of variation coming. Because the funds are there now. And the contractors are happy because these funds have been tied to various specific projects. Now, spending 10 billion or taking 10 billion does not mean that that's entire money. We still have money left. So use that to play around for certain so it is going to create a situation where people will wonder what is going on. This strategy is what I have used when I was governor, and it has paid off. So it's not a question of we waiting for every month, this is what has come. Then you begin to split, 1 billion naira to this, 500 million naira to that. At the end of the day, you've not achieved anything. But with the fund with you now, you'll be able to say, can I finish Otako Hospital in 2 years' time? Yes. Why? The fund is available. Can I finish this road in 1 year or 2 years' time? Yes, because the fund is available. And not all contractors like to hear that the funds are available. And you can actually, before you know it, you have turned around the entire place. And that's what is going on today in Abuja.
We're not looking at figures here alone. Implementation at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying. I have told you here. It's very easy. It's very easy. I mean, I have told you, take for example, we have this fund. We have outlined projects in the budget. What are the projects you want to back up on? So simple. When you have passed through the procurement process, I'll say road A, for example, and road A is going to cost us 40 billion naira. And what is the time within which this road A must get done? 16 months, 2 years, for example. It's okay. Put down such amount of money for road A. The contractor is aware that this fund is there. And we make sure that the jobs are done. So when it's implementation, it's very simple. Do you need to hire anybody to come and see whether the jobs are done or not? Take for example, on Saturday I was at the site, right? To go and see certain projects. Have they paid you the money? And I'm coming to check whether the job is going on. And of course, all the contractors on that Saturday said, I asked, do you have problem funding? He said no. That they have no problem funding. And so the work is moving. So even when we are supposed to pay, they said, look, we have no problems. We know you will pay. Let's go on doing the job. That confidence has been built. That confidence has been created, which is what is lacking. Because when contractors don't have confidence with their client, it's a problem. We don't know whether this client will pay. Do we go ahead and do this job? At the end of the day, we may have taken loan from the bank, and now we're hearing different stories. So that confidence has been built, and which is key.
Well, if we stay with the ongoing projects before we go to the new budget and some of the plans you have, the ongoing projects and your interactions with the contractors, handling those projects, are they on schedule?
Very much on schedule. Very much on schedule. In fact, after this shutdown, we had meeting by 12:42 of all the contractors handling projects that will be commissioned in May. In May this year. So, listen, we are sitting down now. To what extent have you gone? Are you still recommitting yourself that, look, everything will be done in May? Yes. No. Why no? What's the problem? Why no? When we were in Ossex, if you have that interchange at the Asokoro Junction, the CGC pleaded that talking to the public for them to make some temporary sacrifice because there will be diversion of traffic. I said, look, what the people want is that whether you divert traffic for 1 month or not is immaterial to them. But at the end of the day, will the job be done? As I'm coming out to office, I can see that the diversion they've started, and go and see the amount of work. And they have promised that it will be handed over in May. Right? Now, the funding is not the problem. So, they don't have any problem. But why we're meeting with them today is to reassure us. Because we have already given Mr. President the assurance that we will be ready for this and this and this and that. So all we are trying to make sure that everything is done. Yes, Company A, are you sure? Company B, are you sure? On Saturday we were in the B6, B12, which is being handled by Julius Berger. They said, look, we are ready. But I ask questions. How can you say you are ready? Look, I said, look, we have already programmed our job. So you don't need to be worried. If we're not going to be ready, we will not tell you this.
So since you're doing things differently, just this one, are you also publishing these amounts, how much projects cost, so
of
that
course,
you can see all those things online somewhere?
That is transparent. I came and made the projects. Before the commissioning, we'll be able to say when this project was awarded.
The kind of history of each project.
Yes, we have to give history. This project was awarded so period. This was the initial cost. This was the variation. This was what we met as where we are. I have not on our own since I came. Most of the projects that will be. The only one I can say is the VP's residence, which was awarded in 2010 at the cost of 7 billion naira. 2010. We're in 2024. 14 years ago, vice president's residence that ought to be his official residence. Of course, Judge Berger said, look, we can't continue with such a rate.
But Nigerians are finding it difficult to even understand that the FCT is committed to building an official residence for the vice president. They don't know that the vice president, since 1999, has no official residence. Perhaps,
well, it's not that
perhaps you might need to explain.
that they know. It's only mischief makers. You know, people just say all kind of things. I am one presidential candidate who don't even ask question. They start talking. How can they award contract to build? The contract was not awarded by this administration. The contract was awarded 2010. And because of lack of payment, the contractors, Julius Berger, pulled out of sight. And are you saying that we should not abandon it after we have spent some amount of money? We said no. Look, let's go back to the project, complete it. And the contractor said, look, we can't continue with this cost. And of course, everybody knows. And came up. And FEC said, okay, we are willing to complete this project. And so the time thing, I said, are you sure if we pay you, you'll be able to complete this project at so time? It's one of the projects I felt that Mr. President should be able to commission. And Julius Berger said, if you pay us the money, we can assure you we'll deliver.
The location of the project, was it such that you could turn a blind eye to it and say, we'll continue to leave this ugly scene there?
First of all, when you have conceived the project and federal government approves that project, why will you not, because of location, you can abandon it?
So what I mean is whether it was a place sensitive enough not to have that kind of project abandoned.
It's not for you to have identified that area, that this is suitable for a vice president to have his official residence. It's still within the federal axis.
That's the point of it.
Yes, it's very important. And just in fact, for me, whether it's a vice president or not, the mere fact is a public project. Why do you need to abandon it? Why do you need to abandon it? In fact, that's the one they were building for the leadership of National Assembly, also by Julius Berger. Leadership of the National Assembly, also by Julius Berger. Abandoned. And when I look at the cost, I said, look, we can't take all this together.
How much was it cost?
I may not be able to remember, but I looked at it that we may not be able to carry the two at the same time. Look at the Federal Secretariat. It was awarded to Julius Berger long ago. The first phase, as I came there, I said, look, you must have to complete this. Is that I saw, by the grace of God, this project will be handed over in May this year. They were talking about the second phase. I said, look, let's complete the first phase before we now talk about re-awarding the second phase.
I know some people might be interested in knowing in concrete terms. Now, you've mentioned the secretariat you're handing over in May. Now, this vice president's residence and metro line, are they coming on stream as well?
Yes, I can speak to you authoritatively now that by the grace of God, we can say 95% of the metro line.
Okay. Maybe you should give us a rundown of the projects that are slated for commission.
How? Okay, let me see what I can remember. Some of them, because there are so many. Okay, we have the Southern Parkway, which is being done by Setraco. We have B6, B12, which is being done by Julius Berger. We have the VP President, which is being done by Julius Berger.
Maybe it would be better if you explain where they are the significance of.
No. If why will I tell you the significance of road?
I live in Abuja. I don't know where.
I mean, generally, I want to say Southern Parkway, which is when you are taking from the Christian Center. You know, I myself, even from the Bishop of FCT, I cannot say that I can identify what is called, but I know that social project is being handled by social company. So I've identified the Southern Parkway, which is being done by Setraco. I've identified the Wuye interchange, Wuye, which is being done by Arab contractors. I've identified the OSEX, which is being done by the SCGC, I've identified the northern pathway, N20, which is being done by Gilmore. I've identified the Guzape, which is also being carried out by Gilmore. I've identified the transition which is being completed now by Salini. Salini, what they are doing now is the road marking. I've identified the metro line. I also identified all the access road to the stations. We have about 5-6 access roads from communities to these stations. All will be ready.
Talking about the metro line briefly, the trains themselves, the commuter trains, the train head and all, when are they arrive?
No, they're all there.
How many?
I think I have about 12 or 20, something like that. But if you ask me if I was involved when the conception, I wouldn't have liked the configuration, the way the train, for me, it's not befitting. It's not befitting. But excuse me, I don't know you can do at this at this
old
stage.
locomotive.
No, not that. I'm talking about the seating arrangement. Okay. For me,
That's where it starts from and stops from, or what?
no, I'm talking about the seating
Sitting
yes.
arrangement within the
It's
carriage.
for me. It's not befitting. But what is important that we're able to complete it. We're able to put it to be functional, and then at the end of the day, the public will use it.
The train stops and the feeder roads?
Yes, everything has been done.
If you don't mind to talk a little bit more about one of the issues you highlighted previously, which is the health sector. We've been to some of these hospitals and there are several people who are there who can't afford out-of-pocket payments, which is what subsists in a lot of areas. Health insurance not exactly cutting it for lots of people. There's shortage of bed spaces in FCT. You said you want to build some of these hospitals. Could you be a little more specific? Which areas do you plan to build? Is there any completion time? Is it going to be affordable or something?
No, what you see, the problem we always face. How do you build a hospital without the required facilities? When you say shortage of bed space, every hospital has its own number of bed space as prescribed. So, for example, I want to build 100 bed space. Do you understand me? So you will say the number of beds is short. That is what from the conception, what has been planned to do. So you cannot say because there are so many people coming, therefore the bed should be increased. No, it is not done that way.
Yeah, we're not asking that they be increased.
No. You just
more facility.
What is
those people?
We are saying that look, if you go to Guarimpa General Hospital, it is not a standard what you call a hospital. That's what I'm trying to say. Which means you are bringing in facilities that will make it to be a standard hospital. That's the point we're trying to make. When you say affordable, we always want to live a life where things are like free for everything. We're not in a socialist regime. We're not. Things are very expensive, I agree, but government hospitals are not as expensive as private hospitals. And mind you, to run a hospital is not an easy thing. It's not a joke. So government tries as much as they could to subsidize the amount to be paid.
So,
But we always, I'm not the management of the hospital. I cannot sit here to tell you this is what is going to happen because I'm not a professional in that.
yeah, but does the FCT have what's the plan that the FCT has for health sector, for instance?
When you say what plan do we have for the health sector?
You're talking about building roads.
No, but we have told you here how many hospitals we want to take up in order to upgrade the hospitals. So when you say what plan do we have, I've told you what we have put in the budget. Look at this hospital, see what we intend to do. Look at this hospital, what we intend to do. Look at this hospital, what we intend to do. All these are planned for the health sector. My business is to provide. Do you understand me? Why you allow the professionals to run the hospitals? Just like schools. Our business is to provide schools that have facilities. That means to be that students are having quality education. Our business, my business is not to run the schools. But then we do try to supervise what is going on.
Okay. Somehow the general hospitals that you mentioned that are slated for upgrading are within the municipal area.
It's not correct. That's not.
I didn't get Gwagwalada.
So
I got Utako, I got Gwarimpa.
Mind you, Otako is not been completed.
Okay.
What happened was that I think there was this arrangement of a private person and the FCT, but somehow it broke down. In fact, from the report I gathered, that part of the building collapsed. But it's a huge hospital. If completed, will go a long way in improving our health sector. So we say, look, we cannot allow it. People want this, so we are going to go back to take the responsibility of putting it back to what people expect. You know. Then, like I talked about the Gwaripa. The problem we have here is that we cannot carry everything at the same time. Let nobody deceive you as a government that you want to take everything at the same time. It's not possible. Take as much you can to complete, then you move to the next stage. But where you want to take everything, at the end of the day, you will not achieve anything.
The point I'm leading to actually is whether the area councils feel the same impact that people in Abuja feel and see every day that, oh yes, something is going on inside Abuja. Can the area council say confidently that, we are feeling the impact of the new man?
Look, they are very happy. Why am I saying they are very happy? When we had this issue of security challenges then, and we tried to sit down with stakeholders in the various area councils, and to them, it's a shock to them. They've never had this kind of relationship. A minister coming to sit down with them, talk with them, assess what needs do they require now. And then they tell the minister, okay, we want this. And the minister goes back to his boss, the president, and says, look, I went to Kuje today. See what Kuje people say they require now. I went to Kwali today, tomorrow. See what they said. I would go to Abaji, and I've gone and see what they say. And the president said, look, why not go and provide them this? They identified mostly roads that some of these bandits, and which I can attest to. On Wednesday last week, I went to Buhari, where they call this road, Tokula. Look, let me tell you the truth. Even the bandits go in there, it is easy for them to pack everybody. And that if you like, have the best equipment. There's no access for you to even say, let me chase these bandits. I couldn't believe it. So I went there. We drove on the road. That contract is being handled by etc. Right? You can see the happiness in the people. And that project will be completed before the end of the year. In fact, all the 6 area councils where we are doing roads now, all the projects will be completed before the end of the year. Then we have also made provision for them in the 2024 budget to also carry out 6 other important roads that they have identified. They've also told us, look, we don't have police station here, we don't have police stations. We require them.
All those areas will have police.
Not all, but some council areas say, look, this is a major problem here. And we say, look, President said, put it in the budget. And we included it in the 2024
so the projects are
budget.
based on needs assessment?
Yes. So it's not a question of you sitting down here and saying, go and do so thing for
what the people request.
Gwagwalada area council. People say, what are they doing here? What is our interest? We never told you that this is our problem. So it is not need assessment. This is what we want. Like AMAC. When they choose this, I don't know what they call it, Zubairu or what, Zubairu Road, you know, you cannot see the happiness of the people. I thought, what's going on? They said, this road has been a major headache. Go today, go and see what is going on there. I was there on Thursday, yes. I was there on Thursday. And the contractor is doing very well. Very, very well.
You have no doubt you've done very well in terms of security. Now, what are you doing to sustain the tempo?
Well, we just have to improve on what we have done before. Like I said, this time around, by the grace of God, now that the budget has centered to require, we are building a special, what we call a visual response squad, you know, where now it's not about the normal police headquarters, okay, FCT police headquarters, but this will be a joint team between both the army, the police, the navy, the civil defense, the SSS, and make sure that it is well equipped.
The command and control
center?
Yes,
and then we're also having getting a drone down for the security, who will man the command and control center, because having a drone is key, so that you'll be able to know when these bandits are moving in or when they are moving out, so you'll be able to take a proactive decision.
Are you thinking of CCTV?
Well, let me say, CCTV is not what only the FCT can conceive. Mind you, the presidency is here. So it requires the National Security Advisor, it requires the DG SSS, it requires the IG of Police. You cannot, on your own, where the presidency is, for you to put cameras everywhere. No, you have to involve, it's a national issue.
What is the plan ongoing?
Well, I think the plan is ongoing. And you see again, the issue is not just putting the cameras. Just take for example, as you are putting the cameras and it's being vandalized, just like you are putting solar or street light, the next day you come, it has been vandalized. So you need to really sit down and say, look, how do we go about it? So it's not an issue where somebody says, look, I can supply CCTV. That's not what you are talking about. It's not about supplying. It's not about going to put the camera. It's about how do you protect them at the end of the day, so that you say that you have achieved the whole essence of your CCTV.
Talking about infrastructure a little bit, and from the private sector's perspective, over the weekend we got a report that a private developer was accusing the FCT administration, and in fact yourself, of ignoring two existing court orders, and then went into his property and demolished.
Well, you see, the problem in this country, that is impunity. I've been doing it before. I'll continue to do it, and nothing will happen. Criminals are criminals. They may come in different ways. I've never seen like land grabbing in this FCT. I came in, so many petitions. So many petitions. One company called Braco, over 10 petitions. Different owners of properties. So I summoned a meeting of all of them. They came with their lawyers, senior advocates. And I said, look, what is this? Company A presented their own. Company B presented their own view. Company C, Company D, Company E. I said, okay, I'm going to seek for advice from external solicitors. I'm not going to take from inside house, because the legal secretariat and land department have been so compromised. So I saw the views of very senior lawyers. Two of them wrote to me different opinions. But arriving at the same thing, first of all, what happened? This land, this so-called ethnic Jingoist talk about, was allocated when there was no minister. The minister left May 29th, 2023. By June, the land had been allocated
By
Director of Land.
No, but he said he got approval
Listen,
from the former
if I tell you,
FCT minister.
if I tell you so many things, it is not as they, you see, these are the things they are clever by half. When we all met, it's okay. Company B, this, don't do anything again until we're able to take a final decision. Do you know what happened? These guys, thinking they're too smart, went on, started fencing, and then started allocating the land to people to buy. How did I know? A lady came and said, look, Honorable Minister, I want you to advise me. There's a place I want to buy land. I said, where are you buying land? He said, so area. I said, hey, no, we're having a problem with the person. Don't. Another time the lady came back. It's a friend of mine, came back. So look, you're telling people are buying buildings. Say what? Now I was going to commission the biggest water park at Sunrise. So I passed, it was the same area. I said, what is going on? Then I commissioned the water park. And then, do you know that for me to commission that water park, it was a Friday. On a Thursday, this same company called Praco and their allies have gone to court, stopping me from commissioning the water park project. And aligned with the FCT lawyer. You see how fraudulent these guys can be? Unfortunately, they didn't get the injunction. I drove from that place, came back, and called the general counsel. Come, who is doing this case for FCT? He said an external lawyer. External lawyer? Call the external lawyer. Get us our file back. How can you go and compromise with a plaintiff against us? I mean, I've never seen people who are so fraudulent in life. What they do here, they sue you, they sue me as FC minister. I'm not aware of the suit.
Because he claimed that there are two subsisting
why not?
propositions.
Hold on. Look, you know these guys, they think we're PDP Anambra State. That is their job. They have court judgments in their pocket. These are people, that's how they keep PDP in Anambra State. They can produce court orders, judgments overnight. And I told them, you are wasting time.
So there was no court injunction.
I have told you who served me. Who served me any court injunction? In any case, we all agreed nobody should do anything. And then you have moved to thinking that you are clever. Begin to sell the land. Okay, let me just tell you. What is investment? You ask government that to give you land for mass housing. It's not correct. Where are you building housing? The houses. You are not selling the land to individuals who are not building the houses. So what is the benefit of government? What they do, they tell government, look, we need 300 hectares. We are willing to develop mass housing. They will not do anything. They become land speculators and then make money. It's so embarrassing. I got a text from these so-called land grabbers. They call them, one of them says Linus Okachukwu and this. You know what he told me the text?
Nicholas.
No, Linus. There's one Linus, there's one Nicholas. They are the same parents.
Nicholas Okachukwu.
Yeah, they are Nicholas Okachukwu. This one is Linus Okachuku. I don't know him. I've never met him. So send me text. I have the text in my phone. Have no respect. So you told your Ikore brothers that you want to deal with Igbos. Look at such a blackmail. The land we are talking about, did he give it to the Igbos? How can you think that you are too smart to come and begin to tell public, I said I will deal with Igbos? I mean, and people can sit down and listen to such a thing. Look, as far as I'm concerned, in this FCT, it will no longer go into business as usual. If you don't want to follow, now, even if you come to ask for land, I will ask you, show me your financial capacity. 2, give me the duration within which to develop the place. If that duration expires, FCT is entitled to take back their property. People come here, tell you that, look, they have partner, they want to develop 200 hectares of land. Are you thinking that you want really the FCT to, to be developed? And you go and allocate 200 hectares of land?
So,
let me finish. Some of these allocations are illegal. We are not afraid of court, but we have not known their tricks.
Yeah. But
most of these matters,
demolishing the place was also in accordance with the template that the FCT administration uses, because what they are saying is that this is a disincentive to investors.
What
if people have invested
let me tell you. Let me tell you what is investing. That is selling our land to people is investment. Why didn't you sell it ourselves? What is investment? That you are selling land to people to build houses is an investment. Look at, I say go to Sunrise, see what they call investment, see what they call creation of job. Building the biggest water park, employing people, creating wealth. If you come to say, look, I want to do this, I want to build a leisure park that will create job, that will create revenue, that would call investment. Not where you say, even though I know it's an illegal allocation, government give me land, we want to build houses. And government gives you land, you don't build any house, you go and start allocating to individuals who are now buying from you.
And then building themselves.
And building themselves.
Has
and
that appreciated the original intention of
course, but that,
so how is the battle? Wouldn't it be better if the FCT administration pursues a legal means of resolving the matter?
What
legal means, which is to terminate the allocation.
Excuse me.
More so when you said it was.
Hold on. People, when you hear stories, I have told you here, FCT is no longer going to be PDP Anambra. I have told you that. All these judgments and orders you think overnight you go and get, it will no longer work. 2, your connivance with the legal secretariat here. Do you know that they can go and sack them, sack land administration?
But a court judgment is a court judgment.
Hold on. Have you seen the court judgment? Is it that you just hear there's a court judgment? Go and read the court judgment. Whether the court says the land is their own.
Have you seen
there was no issue of title of judgment of the land.
Now the
what happened was
that
what happened was this. It's a long process. What happened was this. They went to court to say, court, tell FCD to return the documents, our documents they are holding. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Were you holding that document?
I said they went to court.
Yes.
And I met these matters here, not as I came. Please, so that everybody should have that. But this matter, there's so many, over 1,000 cases, all land. All land. And the court said, FCT, release their document. They release their document. Does that show that you have title to the land?
So,
and
what
Minister, what is the current position now with that 214 hectares?
No, there's no way they can go in there. It's not their land.
FCT is taking it over.
It is our property.
What documents were you talking about?
I have told you, these are things that is a long story. If you look at it, it's a long story. And these are specialists. They have no job other than penetrate the land administration, do all the deals. Do you know that even when they file suit against us, they make a deal with the legal secretariat, they bring an external lawyer where the case we assigned to, from that to that external lawyer. Then the external lawyer will go to court and agree with them, and judgment will be filed against FCT. I've never seen how corrupt human beings can be. So the point we are making, all this issue of sentiment, I have sat here, revoked people's land that by law we have power to do because they don't comply. Nobody has said, oh, you revoked me because I'm a Yoruba man. Nobody has said, oh, you revoked me because I'm an Hausa man. What has got to do with you want to deal with Igbos? What kind of crazy childish sentiment is that? Who will buy that? Okay, you're assuming because you're an Igbo man. Are the Igbos, do they have any benefit from that land? They are now shouting that, oh, I want to deal with Igbos. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
What measures are you putting in place, pardon me, to discipline or to correct those people who are usually conniving
yes,
with external people?
Yes, now you know the problem we have. Dealing with civil servants is a different procedure. If there were political appointees, I would have fired them immediately. But you have to follow procedure. Luckily now, we have Civil Service Commission, where they cannot discipline you. As I speak to you now, I'm to publish the transfer of directors today. If I tell you the amount of lobbying, moving one director from here to there is a problem. Why? I don't understand how people think that we want to move forward in this country and we must continue to do things the same way. Just move this director here to this place. Now he goes that I moved him because he's an Hausa man, of course he's a Muslim. Or I moved this person to this place. Or I move him because he's an Igbo man. I can't believe this. And meanwhile, the same man who is talking about so-called Igbo, ask him, who is the chairman of the Civil Service Commission? An Igbo man. Who nominated him to president for recommended to the president? The first chairman of the Civil Service Commission of FCT is an Igbo man from Anambra. And then you come and tell people, I want to fight the Igbos because you want to go and steal land. Because you think that you are the only one who can go to court. We're not afraid of that. But things must be done right. I will not agree. If you like, go to all the national television. Carry a judgment where their so-called judgment, wave it like this. Well, we'll meet in court. So I'm not interested. But we are not PDP Anambra. We are not, and we can't be.
Your Excellency, just to bring it back a little, there was everybody came to the table. You mentioned several companies, and you said they should stay active.
Yes.
Is that process over now?
That's what I'm saying. Why we are trying to do that? He violated it. I'm thinking that it's too smart by going to first and begin to sell the land. Now, if we allow you to finish selling the land, what have to do it?
As it is now, the land has reverted back to the...
As far as we are concerned, everybody who bought or who tries to buy is their own risk.
No compensation.
Compensation for what? Do you have anything there in the first place?
Honorable Mr.
To compensate you?
Somebody is complaining about the activities of this vehicle inspection officers. He said it is being done in Lagos. When do you intend to automate, their operations? That they just stand on the road, and most of the accidents we have right now and traffic personnel that is caused by these VIOs.
You know, Nigeria say that everything you complain. Land you complain. Yeah, we complain. We cannot do everything at the same time. Take everything come process one by one. You see, when you have so much problems, you have to take the one that is more important and resolve those problems. Then you move to the next stage. Now, if it's a transport system, do we really have a transport system in FCT before I came on board? We're trying to put those things in order. But our major headache in this FCT now is what? Land grabbing. Land grabbing. The moment you are able to put this in order, you have achieved, because first of all, it is our major revenue and in terms of ground rents, CFO, consent, you know, like you can see the file there, it's for me to sign consent for those approved for consent, so they go and pay and then get the approvals and the rest of it. Right. Now, you know, before, so many people will come here, the minister give you all kinds of proposal, this is for you, this is for you, this is for that. And see, it's not everybody, like, and there's nothing I do. I have not briefed Mr. President. There's no decision. I go and brief Mr. President. See this, see this, see this. Some people are clever by half. Just like we are all seated here. We all agreed. Hold on. Give us time. And then we're able to take a final decision. What disrespect is that? Then you turn around to blackmail us. Some was say what that so-called Linus was sending me text. Go and ask Chris about whom I am. If I show you, I'll show the tax person. It has no insult. Oh, I want to take the land for myself. There's no kind of that thing. But it doesn't know that for people like us, it doesn't work.
Now they have asked the president to investigate you and possibly remove you. That you are creating
There's
problems.
no.
You are creating problems.
Yes, it is left for Mr. President. It is left for Mr. President. You know why? They can't get it easy again the way they used to get it. I'm not available. I've told them that. In fact, the Nicholas Ukachuku was seated where you are now. This is why he sat. His lawyer sat there. I can just remember. And I told him, I said, listen, don't bring this evil style of arranging court orders and judgment. You know me, it won't work. Those things you know, we too we know. We know you people. Don't do this fast movement. It will not work. So, did I tell you that I'll be here forever as a minister of FCT? Was I elected? I was appointed. So, any day, anytime. Any day, anytime. So, it's not him or them telling Mr. President to remove me to the city that is alive now. You want to tell President?
Two quick ones.
Yes.
First, you told us about the movement of directors.
Yes.
Vertically and horizontally.
Yes.
And all of that.
Yes.
The pressure, has it, have you buckled under the pressure?
Look,
the second one to
yes,
that is
yes.
this land department. In view of the constant headache that the administration is getting as a result of land allocation and all of that, are you giving special attention to the land department, maybe massive reorganization?
Like the surgical operation we are carrying out is majorly in land and the development control in urban and regional planning ages. That's where we're having our surgical operation. You know, in any step you take to correct things, people will fight you back. They'll give you all sorts of names. I will not go to buckle. I'm not going to, tell you that, okay, because of this, I'm related to this high chief here. I'm related to this almighty person there. No. 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 I know this will come. I know it will come. Remember, when I came on board, I said, those of you who have not paid their ground rent, those of you who have not developed their land, since it was given to you, which you have you've not complied, if from so time to so time you don't comply, I'm going to revoke. There are no all kinds of abuse they did not give me. You think that is River State, you think that is, that's okay. When the time comes, you know, I will do it.
Have you started revoking?
I have done it. I have done it. You see, look, you know, so many people think that you are so hungry that I will come and pretend so that I can retain my position as an FCT. What for?
But could there be cases where some people could be perhaps giving, you know, soft land, maybe they have genuine reasons why?
No, some people have applied to me and said, look, this was not the case. This is the case. And I called for the records. And you guys, okay, reinstate. Reinstate. But some people have done that. Some have also considered you we are guilty. There's no need. Can you allow us? We are going to do this immediately. I said, okay, sign. And they sign. I said, okay, reinstate. To tell you, it's not anything personal. Now, let me tell you, and this will concern you, about AIT. Yes, let me tell you. There's a problem between AIT and FCT.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
They have been in court. You know, the founder of AIT, the late, you know, we are not in good terms politically, you know that. Before he died, you know that.
Are you asking me, sir?
Yes, you know very well. You are from there.
I know that.
You know that. There was nothing people didn't say. 2-3 nights ago, his children came to me. He said, look. I said, listen, I'm not here, even though your dad and I were not good politically. I cannot allow this to happen to you. Do you understand me? That's okay. I called the director of land, called the ES FCDA, called the director of urban and regional planning. I said, let me go and visit the place. That was on a Thursday, precisely. Around 5, we went there. Look at how the house is on top.
Yeah, and they are excavating.
Now there is a Linda Chalker Street, so they are blasting the rock. I said, what is this? Director, people did what? You allocated this rock to people. See where somebody is living on top. I said, something must be wrong with you. Go and get me a memo. Bring it. I'm going to sign it now. I have to cancel those allocations. This is wickedness.
Thank you, sir.
And I said, come on, bring your paper. I get them back the place. Because what is wrong is wrong. I'm just giving you as an example. The children were shocked. I mean, why do I have to? You have seen what is wrong. Simply because you didn't have a good relationship. Therefore, you visit the sin of the parents on the children. Why? Everybody knows my position. That, look, politically, I was not in good relationship with their father. So, should that be why I must continue when the man is no longer alive? I said, come on, take back your property. I cannot accept this. Now, if I have not done that, people would have said, oh, you know now, when the boss was alive, he has continued with that. So people will build all kind of things. So that's why I said, you must be aware. And I have told them, go and do the matter in court. Take back your property. I won't be here and see such a thing happen. I don't mind the criticisms of AIT against me up to now as in government. Yes, if you watch AIT, There's nothing good about this government.
Seriously?
There's nothing. Just watch their political events. You will laugh.
Your
I
Excellency.
could capitalize on that.
Your Excellency.
No, hear me well.
Convenient point
No,
to take a break.
no, I won't take a break. I won't take a break. I will not take a break. So that people will know about you people. If there's nothing good in this government, as far as is concerned. But I don't know. That's not my business.
But we
The
have
right
to go
should be
break.
done.
We have to
Nights have affected you are going on break.
We have to go on break.
You can go on break.
We'll be back after 2 minutes. We're going on a short break. 2 minutes.